Hi. I'm really nervous. That's why I have a cup of coffee. This is my nervous cup of coffee because I understand that if you have a cup of coffee, it's supposed to make you less nervous. It gives you something to deflect onto. See what I mean? My name is Colvin. I am not a graduate from Bible school. I'm not a preacher. I don't even have a bachelor's in anything, but I had an encounter with God that really changed me, and since then I've been doing my best to pray every day and just kind of really get to know Him like a relationship. And so this morning I was doing that. And I asked God for a revelation, and this is what I got. And I just thought that maybe making a video about this would, help me because I'm speaking it out. Like I am in college right now, and I found that part of studying for me is speaking out what I'm learning, and it helps me to retain it more. And then maybe even someone else might get some benefit from it too. So I went to Galatians chapter 4, verse 18, and it reads like this: "They are darkened in their understanding and separated from the life of God because of the ignorance that is in them due to the hardening of their hearts." And that on its own sounded really harsh. And I have learned over the years to try and take things in context. And so I went to chapter 19 next, the one right after it, and it reads like this: "Having lost all sensitivity, they have given themselves over to sensuality so as to indulge in every kind of impurity with the continual lust for more." And then I went up a verse as well. So before verse 18, verse 17 reads like this: "So I tell you this, and insist on it in the Lord, that you may no longer live as the Gentiles do in the futility of their thinking." So what I really got from this was that people, the world, myself included a lot of the time, become separated from God because of ignorance, because I'm dumb, because I don't want to listen, because I think that I know best, and that in turn hardens my heart. And then chapter 19 puts it very clearly like what that is. And so it says, having lost all sensitivity. And if you are able to lose something, that means that you once had it. That means that we all at some point had sensitivity. And it made me instantly think of the first time that I ever drank. I'm sure many people can relate. The first time is like, no, like I probably shouldn't do this. I don't know what it's going to be like. And so you're sensitive to this fact that you might, that you're doing something that maybe you shouldn't do. Maybe. But everyone else is doing it, so maybe I should do it. And then I drank. And I got really hammered, and I ended up throwing up all over a bathroom. But after I did that, it became so much easier to keep drinking, to go drinking, and to drink more. And so that verse keeps reading: "They've given themselves over to sensuality so as to indulge in every kind of impurity with the continual lust for more." I wanted to keep drinking. It was fun. I had fun. But I lost all sensitivity to it. And the part, like, I'm not entirely sure what it means by themselves over to sensuality so as to indulge in every kind of impurity, because when I think of sensuality, I think of things that have to do with sex. I do. But I'm not entirely sure that that's what this is talking about in its entirety. So every kind of impurity. Well, I mean, once I started drinking, that was, for lack of better terms, the gateway to all kinds of other things, right? To watching things that I shouldn't watch, to having relationships that I really shouldn't have. All these things were kind of like a thrill, like, oh, okay, I probably shouldn't do this, but I did it, and then there's this lie in there that you tell yourself that's like, you know what, I'm actually free. Like, I was scared of this and I've overcome it and I'm free. But that's such a lie. Like, I got so miserable. The relationships were bad. I had no money left because I was drinking. I had hangovers. I lost some of the good relationships that I had before because of problems that arose from all of these things. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Reading these 3 verses really made me think, okay, so if you've lost sensitivity, you once had it, and I was like, man, like kids, right? Because we were all kids once, and like we were sensitive to everything. We were sensitive to yelling. We were sensitive for the good things as well. Like getting a present was just like, oh my goodness, we got a present. If somebody died, like we cried. And it was really, really painful. And it didn't really matter who they were, because we didn't really understand. We were just like, man, like they died, that's horrible. Now we watch the news and we've lost all sensitivity. We're like, another 3,000 people died there because of an earthquake. And it doesn't really bother us at all because, I don't know, we've lost our sensitivity to it. Remembrance Day, even the fact that World War I and World War II happened, how many people really take the time to remember and empathize and reflect on what that was? That was devastating. There was so much loss of life and anger and hatred and sadness and joy and all these emotions that happened all at once, but I don't know, maybe because we're a few generations removed, we've just lost it. I digress. So Matthew 18:3 says, I tell you the truth, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. And then verse 4 reads, therefore, whoever humbles himself like this child is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And I don't think I have the full understanding of what that verse means, but I do think that part of it is that sensitivity, is that coming back to a good life where we have these sensitivities to what is right and what is wrong. And that's not necessarily like a law or like if you break that you're a terrible person, but it's what is good for us and what might not be good for us. Everything is permissible, but not everything is good. That is what I got today. I'm still sitting on it. And if you guys have any ideas, if anyone even watches this video, and something came to you through this, I would love to hear about it. I love talking about philosophy and theology and just people's life experience and how the Word of God relates to them in their lives. So I'd love to hear that. Yeah, let me know. I'll try and keep doing this. Bear with me. I'm not a professional. I'm just doing what I feel is right. Thanks so much.